My name's Duddy, I do builds and stuff. I've got the most disgusting, insane hunter build you have ever seen. Infinite supers, forever Silkstrike. This Silkstrike super is absolutely immense. It got buffed last season, but we're going to show you a way with Elemental Supercharger to be forever in Silkstrike. Literal infinite supers every minute in lost sectors. We're going to be pairing it up with a dealer's choice weapons as well. So we're going to have dealer's choice weapons going for extra super, and the Elemental Supercharger seasonal artifact perk. All these combined together give you an absolute jerk of super regen. 1 minute 13 for a master lost sector. That's when I got my super. Not too shabby. So we'll start off with the call. Sidearm. This is the first weapon. We're also going to be pairing it up with Pro Memoria. These set of weapons are from the Pearl Heart and they've got a very, very specific origin trait, dealer's choice. Final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of super energy. Equipping multiple weapons from the Pearl Heart increases its effect. Now we've got two weapons on, which is 1.6% per kill, which doesn't sound crazy, but it actually is when we'll pair it up with some other stuff in the game. So 1.6% per kill when you've got two weapons, this is just that on its own. And this is relatively very, very good, especially on roaming supers, because like I said, roaming supers got a buff. The dealer's choice is very underrated, and they're a really good set of weapons in the game from the Pearl Heart. You'll see there, I've already got my super, well near enough, in fact to actually get it. And I was only killing a few enemies, but we could go even further with that, with the Elemental Supercharger mod. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super element grants super energy. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage, and it says exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with the psycho hack or subjugation origin trait. Now, to apply exhaust or sever, obviously the first perk's one for all, but the main perk with this call is the slice wet perk. Casting your class ability allows this weapon to sever targets on a hit for improved duration. So the sever, the slice, is going to proc that Elemental Supercharger. It's a strand weapon. We're going to be severing. We've got a strand super on, so it works perfectly. You'll see there, I'm going to apply slice simply by dodging. Now this again will sever targets, which is going to give you extra super energy on top of your dealer's choice. Just having slice is very good anyway. It also reduces damage. Sever by 40%. Don't forget, the sever perk is absolutely crazy. Plus you get loads of super regen. Now, arc ball grenade, this is very, very important as well. It's a grenade that chains bolts of lightning to nearby targets. If you run that with the facet of dominance, that's going to make your void grenades weaken, but more specifically, it's going to make our arc bolt grenade jolt targets. Now, jolt is also another way to apply that exhaust, i.e. disruption. So as long as you jolt that target with your arc ball grenade and get a kill with your strand weapon, that is also going to proc that Elemental Supercharger mod, because you don't have to kill him with an arc weapon. It is a weapon that matches your subclass energy type. So we're on strand, obviously the Silkstrike. So you've also got your arc bolt jolting to get a kill that will proc the Elemental Supercharger, and we've also got slice. Another one, threaded spike, the melee on the hunter also severs. So between that, your arc bolt grenade and your slice perk, you've got multiple ways to keep that Elemental Supercharger going. So I'm just going to go over that Elemental Supercharger one more time. Defeating exhausted or severed target. Now we're exhausting with the arc ball grenade. We're severing with our melee or the slice perk. Now, exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage as well. It's 10%, and exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants. Again, that arc ball grenade. So we've got the arc ball grenade jolting and loads of severing and slice going on to keep that Elemental Supercharger going pretty much infinitely. And don't forget, we've got that dealer's choice going as well. Now, we haven't even got into the exotics yet. We're on the prismatic, so we're going to go with the Relativism class item combo. One of the best combos in the game, in my opinion. What we're going to start off with the Spirit of the Cytarachne, because we're using our arc ball grenade. Every time you use your grenade, you're going to gain Woven Mail, which is a 40% damage reduction on top of your 100 resilience. Every time you throw your arc ball grenade, you're going to get 40% damage reduction. So, as well as getting loads of super energy, severing, disrupting, we're going to have Woven Mail. Now, Spirit of the Foe Tracer is just too good not to run. Damaging a powerful combatant or a guardian with an ability grants you a temporary damage bonus for weapons matching that ability's element. So on strand, every time you hit him with your melee, you're going to get 15 seconds of a 25% damage increase on top of the one for all, on top of everything else you've seen going on. It's just an absolute damage increase for this weapon and the Pro Memoria machine gun that we talked about. Threaded Spectre is a really good aspect for Foe Tracer. Just in general, every time you activate your class ability, which we're going to be doing anyway to activate our slice perk on our gun, you're going to leave a decoy every time you use your class ability, which is woven from strand matter. Now when it takes enough damage, it will explode and change into threadlings, but it's a really good decoy as it says. But this actually procs your Foe Tracer as well, so if you just look on that bottom left, you're going to see when it explodes, I'm going to get also that 15 seconds of 25% extra damage. So decoy, extra damage from your melee or your Threaded Spectre. Now the other thing, quickly mention, is overload machine guns. Shots from machine guns, you are wielding disrupt combatants. Obviously this is going to apply the exhaust. I've got Demolitionist Pro Memoria, which we touched on, and bait and switch. Now it's a really good combo, this one, bait and switch with your Foe Tracer as well. Absolutely crazy damage, great for ad clearance and even a bit of champion DPS if you need to. So now you've sort of seen the sort of like loop, the sort of everything working together. I'm going to show you that now. You'll see the timer. Again, this is like the hardest version, Lost Sector. And once I started like chucking my at-ball grenades, getting my severing going, getting my slice going, the dealer's choice going, I was getting my super in about 1 minute 13 seconds at the start of this Lost Sector without really having to try hard. Now, a super every minute or so is absolutely nuts. But the key with this super is the Silkstrike super is absolutely insane for ad clearance, even champions. Now last season, Roaming Supers got a buff, and the Silkstrike also got a buff to champion damage as well. So it absolutely shreds champions, and it also makes you very, very tanky while you're in there as well. It is an actual room clearer, so this is why I wanted to focus on the super regen, on the Silkstrike, on the Hunter. It's absolutely disgusting. You can literally clear rooms with it. It is probably one of the strongest supers in the game. It's absolutely nuts. So notice on that bottom left, I've also got my strand weapon boost. That's the Foe Tracer. Obviously, your Silkstrike is going to proc that Foe Tracer perk as well as everything else you've seen. I've just got a few clips just to show you how fast you're getting these supers. Now again, don't forget the strand melee will actually sever multiple targets, so it's really perfect for this specific build. Your dealer's choice and your elemental supercharger all working together, and you can get your super so fast. This is a different Lost Sector, 1 minute 20, and I got my super in that one as well. And I've just got a quick example of this working in another Lost Sector. The super is literal room clearer, and I've said it a couple of times. Do a dodge, get my decoy down, all the enemies are going to focus on that, and that just leaves me free up to absolutely smash these enemies to bits and clear a full room again. Hardest difficulty Lost Sector, and it makes it an absolute joke. Quickly go into the prismatic. So when you've got your prismatic super, your transcendence going, all of your melees that you throw will sever. You're going to get loads of melees, and plus, because we've got the Foe Tracer, that's going to proc your Foe Tracer. You're going to have infinite Foe Tracer going, fry your melee, and you're going to get loads of grenades. Now, the Transcendent Grenade isn't the Arcbot Grenade, but it will still proc that Woven Mail from your Spirit of the Cytarachne. So you've even got loads of survivability and plenty of extra damage as well. And then also, whenever we stun champions, we've got the added bonus of Bolt Charge this season as well. I'm going to quickly go over everything, all my fragments, aspects and everything, and I'm going to show you it working in the GM. Threaded Spectre, which we've already touched on. This works really nicely with your slice perk, and just in general it gives you loads of survivability. The decoy, we've got Stylish Executioner, because literally we're going to be debuffing everything, so we're going to have infinite invisibility all the time as well. Arcbot Grenade, which we've touched on with a Facet of Dominance, and then also the Threaded Spike again, which we've already touched on. Now we'll go over the fragments. Facet of Protection. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistance. You get more resistance, sorry. And then when you're transcendent, the effect is also increased. Facet of Dominance, which we've touched on. This is going to make our Arcbot Grenade jolt targets. Facet of Hope. while you have an elemental buff, which we have all the time, woven mail. Invisibility is going to make your class ability regenerate more quickly, enabling us to use our class ability forever. And then facet of balance, rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, and then darkness damage grants grenade energy. So you're going to have loads of grenade energy for your Spirit of the Cyterachne. Now, facet of Solitude, landing rapid precision hits, emits a Severing burst. This also works particularly well with this build for the Severing, for the elemental supercharger. I'll leave my mods just like so. I'll also leave a dim link. Another weapon to pair up with your call and the Pro Memoria is Lodestar, because this jolts, and this is just another way for that jolting to apply the elemental supercharger. Kill them with your strand weapon. Just an option, just what I like to run. I found it really, really useful having that jolt. Now, that really pretty much wraps up the video, but like I said, I always like to sort of show it working in the hardest sort of activities in the game at the moment. GM this week, it absolutely shreds. You're going to see there, getting that Foe Tracer going. Don't forget, Foe Tracer 1 for all, and your call is going to absolutely destroy anyway. It's anti-barrier sidearm as well. So 1 for all with your Foe Tracer on your call, and you've also got bait and switch demo on your Pro Memoria. So they're actually solid weapons, again, with that Foe Tracer to give them that extra damage. Loads of Severing, loads of invisibility going on from your Stylish Executioner, loads of woven mail, pretty much infinite supers, and you're set to go really. You're going to have so many supers in the GM or in the Lost Sector, whatever you decide to do. It holds up extremely well. Things like this, you're going to have, I got two or three supers in this bit here, just standing with my friend, and he was putting his barricade down. I was taking advantage of the bolt charge as well. And once you've got all that going on, it's an absolute jerk. But yeah, that wraps up the video. I'll leave a dim link. I'll also leave a Mobalytics link. Let me know what you think of this video. I hope you found it helpful. Have a great day.